All right, you're the seller of new construction, whether you're the builder or the developer. You're the buyer of new construction. Should you have a home warranty? We're going to talk about all that right now. Why? Because we're talking real estate, real estate, real estate. Okay, today I am here with
Phil Dunleavy.
And you work with
210 Home Buyers Warranty.
And Phil, why are you here? Why did I ask you here?
Well, Brian, I believe you asked me here because you wanted me to explain the new construction home warranty business.
I'll tell you what, it goes a lot of times unnoticed. In my experience, I'm not going to, I can't speak for everybody across the United States, but in my experience as a realtor and even a developer / seller of new construction myself, it goes largely unnoticed. It goes largely unmentioned. It's kind of like underground almost, if you will. And that's why whenever I reached out to Miss Rakers, she pointed me to you, and I thought, this is an excellent guest to have on here. And this is, and it feels like, well, who's your audience? Well, my audience is really anybody that's into residential real estate. Yep. And we're going to talk about it. We talked about it a little previous to the start of the podcast. It's going to affect buyers. So if you're a buyer and you're considering, or you're even into the build of new construction at any point, you're going to want to pay attention. But this is specifically for the sellers of new construction. And sometimes that can get a little foggy on who a seller is. Is it the builder or is it the developer?
Correct.
And in Pittsburgh, what I'm noticing, what I'm experiencing is that's the developer. The developer is going to be the seller on paper. They own the property. They contract the builder. So they would be the ones responsible for the home warranty. So tell me a little bit about new construction home warranties, your company, how long they've been around, etc.
Okay. So the industry's been around since the 70s.
What? That's back when I was born.
Yes. And our company, 210 Home Buyers Warranty, is actually the oldest company in this industry.
Wow.
Right now. We've been in business since 1980. I have 28 years of experience with 210 Home Buyers Warranty. So
you own the company by now?
Not quite. But it's been a good company to be with. We feel the best in the business and have been for a long time. The industry itself started out from the National Association of Home Builders having to provide something to meet federal requirements and regulations.
Interesting.
The federal government was looking to get involved. National Association of Home Builders said, no, let us police our builders. And so they started the industry back in, again, the mid-70s.
So the NAHB, National Association of Home Builders, I'm a member of that. I've been in Vegas for their trade shows. Yep. They are the kind of the National Association of Realtors of new construction, I guess you would call it. Exactly. For those people that don't know, a lot of people are watching this and have no idea exactly what that even means. So they would be the sort of policing force, I guess you would say.
Correct. Well, the governing body, just the main association that home builders, that's their voice. Okay. That's their voice in government. Okay. Also, so they're headquartered in Washington D.C. and they carry the torch for the home builders of the U.S.
So let's just get right into it. I mean, I had asked you for some questions. You sent them to me, and this is going to be one of my questions anyway. And that is, what types of warranties do builders typically provide to their buyers? What are some of the options?
Well, a lot of times a builder will either they can give any type of warranty to a homeowner for new construction. They can just tell a homeowner. They can do it orally
or none.
Right. Most builders will put something in writing to a homeowner and let them know this is what I plan to take care of in your home within these certain time frames. As a homeowner, you would want to or expect, I should say, the builder to provide you something in writing.
Demand, I would say.
Exactly. The more extensive the warranty documents, the better, probably, because it's like our document itself is a 40-page booklet. Okay. Clear, concise, easy to read, that spells out the obligations of all parties, the builder, or the seller, in this case,
Yep.
builder seller, the homeowner, and then the warranty companies, because it's insurance backed. So there's backing behind that. So as a homeowner, if you're looking at a builder who's providing you a warranty, again, they're the ones that are providing it. Is there anybody standing behind it?
Right.
So that's the key. If they're a reputable builder, you're comfortable with them providing you the warranty, fine. As long as it's a good warranty and they stand behind it, you shouldn't have any issues. If you want the best in the business, you want an insurance-backed warranty, because now you have a third party standing behind the builder's obligation to perform.
I think you would want that anyways. Talking to my buyers out there, I think that's something you would want to demand almost. All right, so if you watch my pros and cons videos, buyers, you know it's a pretty good option in this crazy market to buy something brand new. Either it's already being built, brand new construction, or something you can get on early. You pick your finishes, etc. You want to contact the Bryan Sells brand no matter where you're at. If you're in the Pittsburgh market, if you're in the Southeast Florida market, I don't care if you're over in Wisconsin. I've got spider webs of colleagues just like me across the United States and Canada, so I can refer you to somebody that can meet your needs. If you are a buyer that is struggling to get a house, contact the Bryan Sells brand now.
The industry is going that direction. At one time, I think the numbers of homes enrolled, or homes closed with a insurance-backed warranty was probably in the 25% range.
Wow.
That has definitely grown to probably 35 to 40% now.
And I've got to tell you, I've only known you for about 10 minutes personally in physical space. I've learned a ton already. So, and at first this was going to be geared towards builders, developers, and also we threw buyers in, but I'm going to make sure I push this out to my realtor friends. Mm-hmm. If you're representing buyers and new construction realtors, you should know about this. I know a lot of realtors push home warranties on existing homes, but realistically, I think this is probably even more important than a home warranty on an existing home.
Yes, Brian, again, homeowners should expect some type of warranty. It's like any new product. If they buy a new car, they get a 10-year warranty from the manufacturer, typically covering certain things. So the industry, or the buyers have grown to expect warranties. It just amounts to how long the term is, what's covered, and so on. And as you know, in the real estate industry for pre-owned homes, there's the 1-year systems and appliance type warranty.
Right.
The warranty that in the new construction industry is a builder warranty. We're providing this warranty through the builder, and the builder has responsibilities to perform. But there's also insurance backing on the structural coverage of the program, where we're relieving the builder of their liability for a structural defect to a load-bearing element.
And you keep saying builder, but we're going to change that to seller.
That's correct.
Because there's going to be different responsibilities. So what type of warranties do you guys offer? Are there different levels, different plans?
There's a few different levels.
Okay.
The standard in the industry has always been 1 year of workmanship, 2 years on the distribution systems, which is just not the systems themselves, not the hot water heater, not the HVAC unit. Those come with a manufacturer's warranty, so that's the coverage there.
Really?
The coverage afforded is the supply, what's behind the walls, what the builder does, or what the contractor, again, seller, it's what is done behind the walls, and the distribution systems, delivery portions of those hot water heater, HVAC unit, the electrical systems, and so on.
And I would imagine that's pretty general and subjective terms, but I have a feeling in that 42-page booklet they break it down very detailed.
That is correct. That's the best thing about it is that it clearly explains what the obligations are. It clearly explains the coverage and who's responsible for it, and obviously to what degree of coverage there is. That's the nice thing. It's concise, and it takes the ambiguity out of what's covered by the seller or who's ever providing the warranty.
And I got to tell you, in today's climate, I know for a fact it's hard to get labor, and the labor you get might be subpar. I've seen some of it. behind the wall type stuff. It's rushed. It could be subpar and rushed, which is a nightmare. So having one of these warranties to protect yourself, developers, sellers of new construction, is going to be a load off your mind. Because, as a developer myself, I keep telling my business partner, I don't care what it costs us to do it. At the end of the 1 year after we sell it, I don't want to ever have a phone call or a certified letter of a lawsuit or somebody knocking on my door saying there's a problem. So not a sales pitch for this, but a sales pitch for this. I really think a lot of developers and builders or sellers of new construction should really consider this. I'm sorry, so go ahead.
No, there's no question there. I mean, of course, naturally we think so also.
Of course, yeah.
Too, but again, there's benefits to all parties. The builder / seller, developer / seller. There's clear benefits
Yep.
to them, because again, it's a contractual agreement with your buyer that these are the warranty items and the warranty coverage that I'm providing to you within these terms of 1 year. Again, you can do 2 years. You don't have to do 2 years on the distribution systems. Those are some of the options. In Pennsylvania, actually, we can go 12 years on the structural coverage.
I was just going to say, 1 year seems kind of dumb. This should be, even if it's shoddily done, because it has to get inspected by the city. It depends where you're at, the county, whatever.
Right.
It's got to at least be able to hold up for 1 year. So
sure, and the items covered for 1 year, Brian, are your nail pops, drywall cracks, flooring issues.
Really? Blue tape items?
Those are the things that take place in that first year of coverage.
That.
Okay.
All right, you are a developer, you're a builder, you're a flipper, you just don't know what agent to hire. You want to hire the Brian Sells brand. Why is that? Because just like this Measure Twice, Cut Once podcast that is specific to new construction, I have a buyer client list that is looking for a flip, is looking to build a brand new house with a 2-car garage, or looking for a luxury manse. They're going to be watching this podcast. So I have those buyers. It makes sense to hire the Brian Sells brand to list your properties. You want to get me in super early. I like to be in the very beginning so I can help point you to what buyers want. And another perk that a lot of my flippers, developers, and builders absolutely love is I do all the social media for them. The Lawrenceville Lofts, I'm doing the social media there. You could pay a company to thousands of dollars to do social media. They don't know real estate. They're not on site. They just don't get it. I have experience since 2007 doing this. I will be automatically doing my social media, and by default, your social media gets done too. So if you're a builder, developer, or flipper in the Southeast Florida market or the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania market, contact the Brian Sells brand now.
So the warranty, what it does in those cases is, again, it stipulates in the warranty booklet, exactly what the coverage is and what the builder's obligation is to perform on that. And then it also goes on to explain, what happens if the builder doesn't respond or doesn't take care of it. So that's the nice thing. There's procedural guidelines to follow for if there's a dispute between a homeowner and a builder.
Interesting.
So there's, again, the homeowner's advantage is that they get, or benefit I should say, they get to turn to somebody if the builder's unresponsive.
Right. What if the builder goes out of business?
If the builder goes out of business, they have the warranty program to turn to.
That's amazing.
As long as it falls under the terms and conditions of the warranty, that's exactly what the coverage is for.
Interesting.
Now, you and I both know, you don't want to buy a home from a builder you think is going to go out of business, and that's not really what the warranty's for, to say, okay, you should have this because I might go out of business.
Right.
There's not many builders that will go out there and sell it like that. But what it does is, again, it just gives that homeowner peace of mind knowing that instead of having to turn maybe to the court system to get coverage, or if their builder's out of business, then really they don't have anywhere to go, they can go to the third-party warranty.
And Phil, here's something else that, you would never know this, but developers in Pittsburgh, which would be the sellers, sometimes they create an LLC just for one street. And that might be because they have a different partner. So they have 123 Anywhere Street LLC, and they would be the builder, and then they would maybe dissolve that LLC after that project's done or sold, and then they have 345 Street with a different business partner. Because I've often said to these developers, I'm like, why, you guys don't get any street credibility in the local area if you're constantly doing different names. And they're like, well, we have different partners. So they may not go out of business, but they may build under a different name.
Happens a lot. The thing to keep in mind with the warranty is if an LLC stops building, they close it down, that doesn't stop the warranty coverage in place, and it doesn't stop the obligation of that builder to perform under the warranty.
Right.
So we as the warranty company and insurer are going to still obligate that LLC if they've shut down their business
for whatever reason,
close up the LLC, and they still have coverage responsibilities under the program.
Right. So instead of us just talking about the different warranty plans you have, I'm sure you have a robust website that I want to point people to. So everybody, you can go to this website right here. So we're going to talk about costs. And again, for buyers, this is not for you. A good thing is you don't even have to worry about it because this is a seller developer cost. So for the developers, we're going to dive in a little bit on cost, which again, I'm sure are on the website, but let's talk about it a little bit.
So the good rule of thumb for costs on the warranty, and then again, there's some options that we have as a company to provide you with different price points. But the standard procedure and standard program and cost associated with that is less than 1/3% of the sales price of the home.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very minimal.
Interesting.
In cost, especially in comparison to other types of warranties. If you buy a warranty on an appliance, your refrigerator is $2,000. Well, the warranty is $500, let's say. Throw that out there. That's 25%.
So it's different than the home warranty that I'm used to, which is at a set price. This is percentage based.
That's correct. It's percentage based. For the builder sellers, it's based on, in our case, it's based on several factors, but pricing is established on how many homes you are planning to enroll in the program, and in a 12-month period, and the average sale price of those homes.
Interesting. So if we were going to do in Pennsylvania, I'm a developer, just doing my first one. I'm only doing one at a time, and a good price point in Pittsburgh would be $750,000. So if it was one time so far, $750,000, roughly, what would that cost me as a developer?
Roughly about $2,000.
And that's going to be the 1 year.
That would be the 1 year of workmanship. 1 or 2 years of distribution, doesn't matter. That's kind of a builder choice. And then 10 years of structural coverage.
So the podcast that you're watching has been taken off and is finally growing in leaps and bounds. So I'm now opening up sponsorship. Why would you want to sponsor? Well, because you are a drywall supplier. You are a quartz countertop supplier. You are a builder, right? You want to get your name, your product out in front of a specific target market audience. Guess what? This Measure Twice, Cut Once podcast you're watching, it specifies to vendors just like you that need your product. So I'm opening up sponsorships. Feel free to contact me in any platform. The sponsorship cost is minimal compared to what you're paying if you're paying for TV commercials, Google ads, etc. And it's going to get you a much more specific audience. So contact me now for sponsorship opportunities. Measure Twice, Cut Once podcast.
Is there a different program above that? I don't know. As a developer, I'm okay with giving the buyer something, but I don't know if I care to shell out a whole bunch of money for additional years of coverage.
Well, the only additional coverage you can get is you could extend the structural defect coverage to 12 years in Pennsylvania.
Interesting.
Because the statute of repose in Pennsylvania is 12 years, so we can kind of mirror that.
I wonder how they came up with 12 years, because I think after 3 years, you would know whether the house is settled and it's going to be sliding over a hill or something.
Usually, but the settlement can happen at any time.
Interesting.
Unusual soil conditions can take place at any time. There's underground springs that are constantly moving and putting pressure up against the load-bearing wall. Sometimes that comes into play, and that can take place anytime. Typically, they figure that 10 years is a good number, and that's kind of the national average. Pennsylvania happens to go 12. Some states only go 6.
Interesting.
Some go 8, but 10 is pretty much the national average, and that's why our industry kind of established itself as a 10-year warranty industry.
It blows my mind how many developers do not offer this, and I wonder how many have been in court that could have probably avoided themselves a lot of hassle.
The warranty does a very good job of keeping the disputes between a buyer and a homeowner out of the court system and conciliating it within the parties. But there is also binding arbitration provision within the warranty. Wow. That is fair, equitable, and less time-consuming to both parties.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing to keep in mind, Brian, is it's beneficial no matter what to both parties that it's going to arbitration, and it's a third-party independent arbitrator actually coming out to the home to inspect what the dispute is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So 2 more questions for you. One is you had mentioned about a seller, developer being a member. They have to be a member?
Yes. Yes.
How does that happen?
Well, they just
that.
apply for membership to the program. It's an application. It's not lengthy. It's very easy to complete. But there is a screening process. We're looking at a builder who has hopefully some experience in the industry. We're looking to see what their history is as far as their credit. Do they have any issues that might throw up a red flag to say this builder isn't financially sound to be there for that time frame of warranty coverage. That's one of the keys.
So what if I am a first-time developer?
You can still get in the program. There are some factors that we put into play that manage that risk for a builder who doesn't have the experience.
Interesting.
Yes. So it's just you're just treated. I guess you could say we're treated a little differently than if you were an experienced builder that's been building homes for 10 years.
As you should be, because you're higher risk.
That's exactly right. Correct.
Right.
Yep.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And my last question to you is, as a developer, when can I get in? What if I'm over? Because I have 3 projects. One has broken ground as a foundation,
right,
and 2 have not broken ground but have all the drawings approved and everything else. Just a matter of pandemic times delaying us. When can I get into this? At any point in time?
Yeah, at any point in time, up to the home is closed.
Closed, right. That makes sense.
That's really the date that you have to be in the program and established. And if the home closes already and you get in a month later or something like that, then there's an inspection process that kind of makes the underwriter feel good about the home you're enrolling.
So when do you prefer to have us?
We prefer to have you in the program ahead of digging the foundation.
Oh, really? Would you come out and look at it?
Well, only if the home is over $2 million will we come out and physically look at it. Otherwise, we'll accept the local building department's inspections that they perform. Those typically meet our criteria, so that would suffice.
Wow.
But you can get in any time into the program, and some builders occasionally, if they're plan to enroll all their homes and they've got a few that they've already closed on just recently, we'll look at those.
Interesting.
Do those required inspections and accept them into the program.
I'm glad I could still get in. Good to know. Well, that's going to be a wrap. Builders, developers, I mean, hopefully you just don't overlook this podcast. If you made it to the end, this is probably one of the most educational ones I've done so far. I mean, I probably had 15 aha moments, and I feel like I'm very exposed, so I feel like you'll be hearing from me real soon about getting into the program. Developers, builders, please watch this over and over. Contact Phil. It's not a sell for Phil, although it is a sell for Phil, but it's going to protect you in the long run. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it, brother.